bill that the chair and I have been carrying about creating housing near jobs. And I'll just note at the top, I'm going to hit you with some statistics, and I'll just talk at the front end about what the bill does. Over 80% of people in Virginia have said housing costs are a burden, and that's over 80% in every single region in Virginia in a poll this summer. And I think you're seeing that across the country. This bill is not a novel bill. It's been passed, a version of it's been passed in 15 states. Red states like Texas, Montana, Arizona, purple states like New Hampshire, Maine, Nevada, and blue states like Colorado and Washington. So versions of this bill have been around. They're being introduced in 5 or 6 other states. And I'll just hit you with 3 statistics about Virginia specifically on the top end. And some of you maybe heard me say this. We have 3 of the top 10 metro regions in America for rent increases. That's all 3 of our metro region areas. Austin, Texas, it permitted more homes than the entire Commonwealth did in 2023, and it's not the only city that that's true of. And the far majority of our localities have seen a greater than 50% increase in home sales price. If you take my region, the Richmond region, every locality except for New Kent has had a greater than 50% increase in average home sales price, and New Kent's at 46%, and that's from 2019 to 2024. In my locality, that's 288,000 to something like 420,000. That effectively priced out the entire middle class. I'm a teacher, teachers, cops, firefighters, service workers, tradesmen. They can afford $288,000. They cannot afford $420,000. That's just a fact. So the bill before you significantly narrows and guardrails the bill that you've already voted on. And so I'll just take you through it step by step.
Number of amendments, right?
Yeah, and so I'm going to take you through all of it.
Okay, should we move? Let's go ahead and move the full substitute. So that's in front of the committee. I'll entertain a motion to do that. All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. The substitute, all those in favor should say aye. All those opposed, no. Is that substitute available to us on LIS now?
It should be. I think it was posted yesterday.
It was posted yesterday. So, all right.
All right. So I'll just start by saying it gives an additional delayed enactment till July 1, 2027 to allow localities to update their existing subdivision and site plan ordinances. That's at the bottom, but I'll just go through subsections by subsection. Okay. So subsection A narrows the bill that you saw before on where this goes and effectively puts it in kind of the places that most need multifamily and mixed-use housing, okay, which is mostly the urban crescent and some other cities across Virginia. I won't go through the kind of carve-outs unless you want me to later. Subsection B and C are the kind of heart of the bill. All right, and if you look at subsection B, we've narrowed it so that it's 50% of commercial and business districts that are served by public water and sewer. All right, and we heard the concerns, and we wanted to narrow that language. It's important to note that every project in this area would still have to undergo subdivision plat or site plan review by local government staff. The administrative reviews allow localities to ensure there are local environmental regulations, flood control, drainage, and stormwater management regulations are met. You would still have to meet VDOT transportation requirements, okay? Subsection C sets guardrails so that it works in practice. The substitute clarifies that localities maintain the ability to condition the submission, processing, and approval of site plans that are required for steep slope development, have approval of a review board as being compatible with historical landmarks, buildings, and structures. I know that the historical landmark piece was important to a lot of people. The updated substitute removes language which tied height and density requirements to buildings within 500 feet, which was also to make sure that we're keeping some level of cohesion across districts. Subsection D mostly stayed the same. It just changed to make sure we included mixed-use development to bring it in line with Section B. I think subsection E and F are probably where you see the most work in terms of detail. All right, subsection E consolidates all the exemptions from the introduced bill into one section, and it updates more exemptions. So the initial bill had existing tree canopy exemptions, and it had the U.S. military air installation. We've added military installations where the locality determines that the redevelopment would affect their ability to protect critical military sites. It includes heavy industrial or manufacturing uses as defined in the bill. It protects VEDP business-ready sites. And it protects parcels tied to casino gambling in that location. Subsection F clarifies that localities can adopt and enforce ordinances that protect historical sites or have been designated as state or national historical land districts under the registry. That buildings subject to this section must be in compliance with the state building code, and that localities can adopt and enforce airport safety zoning ordinances or aircraft noise attendance regulations. And then finally, as I get to the end, G, it states, explicitly states that site plans and subdivision plats pursuant to this must comply with the state water control law. I will just end slightly over by saying there's a reason every major business group like the Greater Washington Partnership and the Chambers of Commerce support this bill. They need their employees to live somewhere, and we are increasingly pricing people out of our communities.
All right, thank you.